Hello and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion's Prototype League. Season 2, we're here at Sebring for round 5. My name's Mark and joining me in the commentary booth is Steve. How you doing, Steve?
I'm great, thanks Mark. It's brilliant to be here at Sebring. It's going to be some really good racing with some little bit of technical bits in there and a fast straight at the end. So it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers cope with this low downforce track.
Indeed, so we see championship standings up there as we see the cars already on the grid and starting the formation lap. And that looks like Maxwell and Lugokeke both at the top of the championship and the front of the grid as well. So good qualifying for those two.
Yeah, big fight coming their way. It's obviously Michael Messenger there with 217 points, so they're starting to break away from Merrin Hugavin in fourth place, and Gavin Kelly there with 190, 187 points respectively. So it's down to them to start catching up the front runners now.
Indeed, and we have got Dom Parker back on the grid. It's nice to see Dom. There isn't that lovely Wizards liveried car in the second row.
Yeah, it's nice to see Dom back on the grid. So you see the LMP3s there with Russell Bright hitting the front there with 233. But obviously straight down to fifth or sixth place. There's still a lot of points to be gained, and that could very much change in the next race or two.
Indeed, and it's very close at the top of, well, we were talking about the LMP3 championship. The top of the championship of LMP2 teams is quite close up the top there, with Ray's Gitter and Wizard separated by just 1 point.
I think
not quite as close in the LMP3 though.
Not quite there with No Slots, No Glory. Just pulling that best part of 34 points there of Wizards Green Emerald. It's still all to play for, even down to Cool Camel Silver there in third place.
Indeed, but still all to play for.
It's a
see the car's still on their formation lap. Yeah.
We see the grid for this race there. We have David Lugokeke on pole, followed by Stephen Maxwell, Merrin Hugavin and Don Parker, Paul Kuzmanek, Gavin Kelly and James Renwick, with Jake Weaver there in 8th place, then followed by the LMP3s with Tom Aaron taking pole there for the LMP3s and Zhao Tome, with Gareth Winslade, Mark Innes. Nice to see Mark on the grid again, with Rich Meesters right behind Gareth Winslade in 13th, and Mark Brown. I think Mark's new to the service and the league, so yeah, it's nice to see Mark.
Very big welcome to him.
Yeah, very big welcome. It's nice to see him with Dan Rice. I don't think there's a qualification lap there for Dan, so he'd be starting right at the back.
Indeed, and the pace car is in, and we are away. Lugokeke keeps the lead in the LMP2, and we can see that Innes and Tome have both got brilliant starts. Something's happened to Millar in the LMP3. And there's a crash in the back.
Yep.
That's Tome. That puts Innes and Winslade with a bit of a lead. Tome there, it looked like he might have collected the barrier, but he's got it back on the track.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Nice
little show there.
Is indeed. Nice little lead there for Lugokeke. Nice couple of car lengths. And we see that Hugavin's got past Maxwell as well. Kuzmarek now looking to go alongside Parker. Can he get the move done? He's going to have to be late on the brakes. And he does get the move done.
Nice
Parker looks... Indeed, Parker just tries to look to the inside, but nowhere to go. Again, looking to the inside, but yeah, just can't get enough of an overlap. And as we see the fight for second and third, Lugokeke's checked out in front. Hugavin still slightly ahead of Maxwell, as we see Parker getting back past Kuzmarek.
I'm trying to figure out what that livery is. I've not seen that one before.
Which one for Parker?
Yeah, it's a little gold livery with it looks like a Dutch lion on the back.
I'll have to have a look as it goes past, don't it? Yeah, well, that's the Praga livery. That's Goldie.
Right, I've not seen that one before.
So, someone's a Jimmy Broadbent fan. So
It's
yeah,
a,
that's
it's,
the livery of Goldie, the car that Jimmy Broadbent won his Praga Championship in.
right, that makes sense. It's a dragon on the back, not a lion.
Yeah. So hopefully Parker can replicate Broadbent's championship win. He's 3.5 seconds or so off the back of the leading trio. So have to put the hammer down and maybe let Gordy Much in the car if he wants to try and track down that podium.
He looks a little.
Talking of the leading trio, we've got Lugakeke here still.
Yeah, my apologies, Mark. It looks as though Innes has had a bit of an incident there. He was in the pits. He's just coming out of pit exit now, so that's handed the lead to Tomalarin, and wins lead in second.
And has put Innes in no man's land right at the back, so it's going to be a very lonely race for him, unfortunately. Dan Rice, meanwhile, in the LMP2, starting from the back, is making his way through the LMP3 traffic. Of course, starting from the back, this will be for position, so won't be able to rely on the blue flags.
Rich Meester's now in a healthy third position at the moment, so as we'll be looking to get a decent haul of points out of this race.
Indeed. Mark Brown not too far behind. About 1.5 seconds or so off the back of Meesters. As we see Rice getting past Winslade. And now back to the battle at the front. And we see that Parker must have had a quick pit stop and had his car resprayed. Because that's how it's stupid Aguri colours.
That must be the fastest rewrap of a car I've ever seen.
Honestly, I don't know who his pit crew are, but they deserve a raise.
That's quicker than McLaren. four tyres, a tank full of fuel and a rewrap in 2.3 seconds. Fantastic.
I mean, saying that, obviously Parker's not gone into the pits, so I wonder how they've done that. Maybe they were sort of leaning over the pit wall and spraying as he drove past the start-finish line.
They might have had one stretched across the track as he drove through it. He just wrapped itself around the car. Fantastic. 10 out of 10, Dom. 10 out of 10.
Maybe he's just slipped all the marshals a fiver and a bucket of burgundy paint.
Maybe he swapped cars.
Maybe.
He's jumped out on pit road and straight into another one. Deary me.
Meanwhile, he's just ahead of Kuzmarek, who is in turn just ahead of Kelly. Kelly, obviously, is Parker's teammate, so maybe that's why Parker's had to change his colours. Maybe he's been getting team orders from Kelly. He's been saying, "Oi, you're not racing in the team colours. You need to get your proper paint scheme."
Yeah. Oh dear, it's just tickled me as that.
Oh dear.
So it seems a bit stagnant at the moment. All the drivers seem to have quite a healthy gap, and there's not many people. Oh, we have an incident.
Oh, that commentator's curse there.
Very much.
That is at Spoon Corner.
Little Spoon.
Otherwise known as Sunset.
That was Dan Rice there with an unfortunate incident.
Yeah, but he looks to have kept it out of the wall, and he's recovered. And again, he's in a bit of no man's land. He's about 56 seconds off the back of Weaver.
Yeah, this track is so
bumpy. He's 15 seconds behind Weaver.
Yeah,
57 seconds off the lead. Oh, Winsley's out of spin.
Yeah, this track is so bumpy in places that it's very, very difficult sometimes to, if you're going a bit too quick, it's quite easy to lose the back end with the undulation.
Indeed it is. So I wonder if that's what's happened to Winslade there. Just hit the bump wrong. But nevertheless, that's dropped Winslade back a few seconds, but hasn't actually cost him any positions. So he's still in second place in the LMP3 class. As we see Kuzmarek just starting to drop back slightly from Parker.
Yeah, you can see the difference there as he pulls away. He's got a nice little cushion as Parker now between himself and Kuzmarek, and obviously Kelly will be wanting to close the gap and trying to get past to make it a 4 and 5 for Stupid Agori.
Indeed, Kuzmarek's just starting to drop out of that crucial slipstream range. Meanwhile, at the front, we've got Lugakeki from Maxwell. Maxwell made it back past Hugavin. Didn't see when that happened. And Weaves in the pits.
I didn't see any damage to Jake Weaver, so I'm hoping that it's just a drive-through or something like that. Or obviously they get a fast repair, so he'll be up and running very, very quickly.
Looks like he's stopped, so maybe there was some damage.
Possibly.
It's very unfortunate. But hopefully we'll see him back on the track. Maxwell, meanwhile, that gap's hovering at about a second to the leader, who giving about 5 seconds or so back. They got 6 minutes of the race left. That'll be 3 more laps. So yeah, if Maxwell wants this win, he's going to have to make a move in the next couple of laps. As we see, there's a little instance of Rich Meesters just running off the road slightly. Again, like with Winslade, it's cost him a bit of time, but not cost him any positions yet, although that has allowed Tomei to close right up. Maxwell now, after a small little mistake, he's dropped a few tenths to Lugakeki, put him firmly out of the draft, unfortunately. And here is Meesters versus Tomei.
Yeah, this is going to be
Meesters.
This is going to be close. Oh, sideways.
Oh, Meesters getting very loose on the bumps there.
Yeah, that was literally
that's allowed Tomei through.
Yeah, that was one of those where you're just going around the corner and the bump takes the back end and around you go. Rich did well to actually catch it then.
Indeed, he did. Ennis back in the pits. Let's see what's happened. Is it? Oh, God.
Dear me, that's a big impact.
That is a big impact. Just hit that curb slightly wrong. So the gap at the front now. Still a second. Maxwell's recovered a few tenths after that earlier mistake. And talking of mistakes, something's happened to Hugavin. He's dropped a couple of places. So that's put Parker on the podium.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get a replay of it.
Yep, he's got damage on the left rear.
Yes, he has.
There we go. Exactly the same as Innis, but nowhere near as big an impact.
No, the difference is that Innis went in front first, and Hugavin managed to just turn it round. He was on the spinner and he just touched the back end with it. So there'll be a bit of aero damage, but he'll be. Oh, he was off again.
Oh. That's more than a bit of aero damage.
Yeah, just slightly as the grass tracking there.
But we'll see. He's not he's not lost the podium completely. He's still within a second and a bit of Parker in third. Of course, he's got Kuzmarek in between the two.
Yeah, it just depends if he's still got the top speed and can use the slipstream to his advantage and get past Kuzmarek to start challenging Parker with the damage that he's got on his car.
Indeed, we will see.
And there's only this and the next lap to go. We're on lap 7 of 8, so he's going to have to do it fairly quickly too.
Indeed. We've got a nice big long straight coming up, not fairly soon. So yeah, we'll see how bad the top speed issues are. So if he's not lost too much top speed, then he might be able to get past Kuzmarek here with a very good exit. Kuzmarek just into the dirt, into the gravel. Hugavin will be in the slipstream. Kuzmarek does go slightly defensive, but Hugavin goes more to the inside, but still not quite close enough.
Tries to sit the inside line to get the cut back, but it's not quite enough.
And there's the white flag.
Looking towards my apologies, Mark. Oh, he's off again onto the grass.
Yeah, just trying to take way too much speed into turn 1. Parker, meanwhile, is watching all this with a smile on his face, because this is cementing his position on the podium while these two are fighting.
Yeah, so looking forward to the second race, and race 2, then it looks as though Malari is going to get pole position with a reverse grid of 8.
Indeed. Oh. And that looks like the challenge is over for Hugavin with that little half spin there. So yeah, Kuzmarek will be breathing a sigh of relief. Meanwhile, Kelly is now not too far off the back of Hugavin. He's probably run out of time to do anything with it, though.
Yeah, there's 8/10 of a second between them, but it depends whether Hugavin's the damage on the car. It's like if Kelly can get a run on him through this back straight, he could actually snatch it from him.
He could do. Well, take a look as Lugokeki comes through Sunset and crosses the line to win race 1 for the LMP2 class.
Yeah, good result there for David. Very strong.
And Parker on the podium.
Yeah, nice return.
Comes in 4th. Indeed. And yeah, Kelly didn't quite manage to make the move on Hugavin. And as we wait for the LMP3 runners, Malarin got pole position by, what, a second and a half or something ridiculous. So I don't think it will come as a surprise to anyone when we say that Malarin is currently leading. And with 1 corner to go, and you can't even see Winslade in second.
Yeah, 15 seconds is a big gap for between first and second.
That's the win for Malarin.
As we see the results there for race 1. Yeah, we've got David Dugakeki taking the win with Stephen Maxwell second and Don Parker finishing off the podium. To put my teeth in that, it's Pavel Kuzmarek in 4th and Mary Hugavin in 5th, followed by Gavin Kelly, James Renwick, Dan Rice, and bringing up the rear is Jake Weaver. In the LMP3s, we'll have Tom Malarin winning. There we go, with Gareth Winslade second and Zhao Tomei on 3rd place. Rich Meesters slightly behind by 5 seconds. In 4th, Mark Brown on his debut race for the LMP3s in 5th, and followed by Mark Innes unfortunately 3 laps down after a couple of incidents.
Right, so that's all we've got for race 1. Coming up, we've got the second race, so we'll see Tua Malarin start from pole position of the entire field, so that will definitely be one to watch. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Mark, joining me has been Steve.
Thanks Mark, it's great to be here, and we'll see you in race 2. Take care everybody.
Bye.
Bye.